Welcome back, Wolfpack. Verlis here to some more Fan Fridays, and I don't know what Lucas is up to. This is the same guy that brought the Switcheroo Assault Vest Law Bunny. Yes, that is actually something that is possible in the game, and now he has a Timid Support Pinsir. Now, back in the 4th generation, I used to run Pinsir because I had, like, decent defensive stats, and it was kind of fun to run bulky, but I never thought about Timid Support. I mean, I should have done some research before the battle begins. What is even Pinsir's speed? Because I imagine that it's not a lot. So that's also going to be the Whimsicott Metagross opening. That's going to be like Tailwind, maybe some Taunt, maybe some Shenanigans. So we can see where this ends up. And that's going to be the Electric Surge from the Tapu Koko. So yeah, Pinsir only has an 85 speed. That's a thing. And Whimsicott's going to set up the Tailwind. So I still can't come up with anything on this one. Tapu Koko, though, looks like the physical Tapu Koko from the opponent. Brave Bird on to the Whimsicott, and Whimsicott is just going to straight up get wrecked, except there's a Focus Sash on the Whimsicott. You don't see that too often, but it looks like Whimsicott wants to do more than just Tailwind. And that's also good. Wow, the opponent just going for a mad first turn right now. Goes for the KO on the Whimsicott. Also sets up that Z conversion on the Porygon. That is going to make it vulnerable, and with the Tailwind, Porygon's Z conversion is not going to work out at all. And it's a Dark type. So, ooh, has Dark Pulse for the Metagross. Interesting. But Zen Headbutt will be enough to take down the Tapu Koko in the end, and Whimsicott still has some life in it. Now it's Porygon 2, Porygon Z. What a combo. And it's going to go and download and gain some special attack on top of it. So, a little bit of scariness, but with that, yeah, with like the teamwork that we have coming in off that Tailwind, Metagross shouldn't be in the worst position. Oh, it can just straight up explode as well. Now, Explosion probably isn't going to phase the Porygons too much. We got Bulk and we got defensive boosting. Oh, Normal Gym. Nice. Wow. Alright, guys, so if you needed to know the math, Normal Gym Explosion for the Metagross under a Tailwind is able to one-hit KO a Porygon Z after the Z conversion and almost take down a Porygon 2, but there's no target for its attack, and that Thunderbolt actually going to get more damage under the electric terrain. Now we have Krookodile and the legendary Pinsir Support. So let's see what happens. So Gyarados comes in, and Krookodile... Oh, it's Anger Point? Oh, no way. So that's how it's a support, guys. It's a damage support, because I feel like it's going to do the thing that always crits under Tailwind, Storm Throw. Yeah. And wow, that actually still does more damage than I expect, but it's still enough for a crit. And that's going to be the Anger Point. So now Krookodile has max attack. It can go for like a Rock Slide. Chople Berry is going to weaken that attack. So Pinsir still might actually try to throw down some offensive, like, or supportive damage. Behind all of this, Rock Slide enough to one-shot the Gyarados, finish off the Porygon. And it's been a while. Been a while since I've seen the Anger Point. A lot of people do submit it, and a lot of people do talk about it, but that's all that it takes to win. So yeah, you set up the Tailwind, you clear the field, and then that is going to be your like 2v2 ultimate destruction phase where you just go into Anger Point with the Timid Pinsir. I guess Pinsir has to be timid to get enough speed to outspeed with the Krookodile, and then get the Storm Throw, and then have damage and supportiveness from there. Okay, Lucas, that was pretty nuts. Let's watch some more battles. And now I'm confused, because this comment says that it's a near flawless display of the strategy. The last one seemed like it went off perfectly as well. That Metagross was able to score a KO, there was a Tailwind up, there was an explosion that pretty much cleared the field of all the main threats, and then the Storm Throw went off and that was a KO. So how could it go any better than that? Like, that seemed about as ideal as you'd want in a Pokemon battle, but we can see the Tapu Koko and the Oranguru. Well, I guess that's why you run the... Well, I was about to say that's why you run the Whimsicott for the taunt, but Tapu Koko does not want to be under Trick Room, so it looks like we're just going to have to get the Tailwind and get some damage and have some fun. So Whimsicott does set up the Tailwind, making sure there's enough speed behind it. That's why, like, Whimsicott is the ultimate, like, Swiss Army knife, you know? It can taunt, it can Tailwind, it stops things, it sets up things, and it gets pretty crazy. How's it near... Wow, and it is a Trick Room under that Tapu Koko. So the Tailwind actually allowing that to happen. How is this flawless then? This seems like everything goes wrong. Like Zen Headbutt misses, and then Oranguru just like gets that speed shenanigans against you. But Whimsicott takes the Psychic. Thunderbolt will be protected by the Metagross, and Whimsicott has Endeavor though. So Going to cut down Oranguru's hit points just a little, at least getting that Citrus Berry out of the way now so we know that it's there, and Oranguru sitting at about 75 hit points at this time. Tapu Koko still at full, and Whimsicott has Helping Hand. That's interesting. Oranguru has Psychic, so it looks like his Psychic damage wants to finish off the Whimsicott or do some substantial damage. And if Tapu Koko can take out Metagross, then I guess it still works, but then Trick Room's still up. Which, doesn't that hurt the Storm Throw since you're meant to be outspeeding with the Timid Pinsir? Actually, no, never mind. Metagross goes down. Krookodile's in. Still trying to stall it out a bit. Whimsicott goes for the Helping Hand. And Tapu Koko has the Dazzling Gleam, so that's going to do some big damage to the Krookodile. Whimsicott goes down, and critical hit onto Whimsicott. Well, doesn't look like Krookodile would have survived a crit, so we're not going to get any anger right there. But Krookodile still has the Earthquake, so damage on the Tapu Koko is going to be enough to KO, except it's not. Wow. Focus Sash. Focus Sash, Trick Room, Tapu Koko. And then Trick Room to reset the unset. Twisted Dimensions return to normal, and Tailwind peters out. So I guess the opponent really played into that one well. But how do you get around this one? Because the Dazzling Gleam is too devastating. But Pinsir has the Feint. Yeah, Pinsir. I've actually talked about this quite a bit in other videos and stuff. If you have a Feint Pokemon, that's going to be amazing because, like, that's just like the ultimate support right there. You have priority, got a little bit of damage to go through with it, and now we have the Outspeed onto Oranguru. So Oranguru is going to Feint, and then Krookodile still made it happen. Electricity disappears from the battlefield. And I guess since it's Trick Room, the opponent wants to be slower, so the Tailwind doesn't matter at this point, and it looks like the strat is still going to work. Okay then. So Pinsir just turns around, Storm Throw into the Chople Berry. Oh my goodness, that's a gamble. Well, I guess since it's a crit, you know pretty much how much damage it's going to do, and that's going to weaken the damage. So that's why you run Chople Berry, apparently. And that's going to be enough damage for the Muk. How will Mudsdale deal with the boosted Earthquake? It can't. Okay, then. I guess that's... Well, I mean, we know that +6, you know, that's ×4 on the attack. Even with the split damage, even with a tanky Pokemon, it's going to be too much after the stab. And somehow bringing that battle back. Indeed, some shenanigans. This is a fun battle to watch, for sure. And that's new. So it looks like we have a modified setup on this one. I was liking the Whimsicott Metagross. I thought that was doing just fine from what we saw. Like, in good battles, it does really good, and even in bad battles, it can still come back through just weird shenanigans. I guess, like, that's the thing. If you can wait out the Trick Room, then you're going to be faster than the opponents because they're meant to be under Trick Room. That still works. But this is Eevee, so I guess Extreme Evo Boost. But why Extreme Evo Boost with all that when Krookodile's meant to sweep anyways? There's no Tailwind. How are we going to get the crit in? Who even knows? It's going to be wild. I never know what to expect from Lucas. And, like, this is where we hit that point in Fanfare. I was like, we've seen the team. So now we know how it works. We know that it's insane damage. We know there's a lot of potential here for, like, sweeping and destruction. But what different scenarios does it do? How does the different setups work out? And that's, like, the interesting things just about the crazy team right here. So Ninetales is going to set up the Snow Warning. That's going to be bad news for Smeargle and its Focus Sash. But you got to focus the Eevee as well. And Eevee's going to Protect on this turn. Spicing it up. Alright, and Ninetales has the Blizzard. So Eevee's going to protect the Blizzard. Blizzard can't miss in the Hail. And now we get to see if Smeargle can do anything. No Dark Void shenanigans, but it will Spore onto the Garchomp. I don't know how Smeargle outsped Garchomp, but that is the thing that happened. Maybe it's like Tank Chomps, or like Bulk Chomp for the Ninetales, or maybe, no, Scarf Smeargle means that Ninetales would, I don't know what's going on right now with this Smeargle and the Garchomp, but Smeargle is going to get the Moody boosting, and Moody will raise speed. Well, that's exactly what Smeargle needed. Defense drop doesn't matter because it's already missing some health, and Eevee, wow, that's an ideal setup right there. When you survive, you Moody, and then you get the speed, and now both opponents are asleep for the extreme Evo boost on the Eevee. But now what do we do? Because we know the Anger Point's already crazy, except when there's a Wake Up, so that's unlucky. But the split damage, max hit points Eevee, it looks like Eevee can still survive it. Not going to have many, like, Baton Pass options. It looks like it's only going to be able to go into the Krookodile after we get through this extreme Evo boost. And we wait here for like 10 minutes because of the animation. Definitely different. Definitely a weird battle right now, but it's still working out. And then Baton Pass, or maybe Psych Up, or maybe Eevee just wants to sweep, and then Krookodile can do a thing as well. Who knows? And as their powers combine to give Eevee boosted stats and everything and go absolutely crazy. Because, yeah, like, Smeargle didn't have Follow Me. The Spore ended up working. No Dark Void and Smeargle in 7th generation is kind of weird. I feel like they over-nerfed Darkrai and, like, hit way too hard, and maybe even a little too late on like the Smeargle. Dark Void Smeargle's been around for the 4th gen, and they didn't decide to touch it until the 7th. That's crazy. But now Eevee has the stats, gets buffeted by Hail, survives, Ninetales is still asleep, and the Pokemon on the field is going to be Metagross. So either Metagross psychs that up, or Krookodile is just going to receive the stats and not have to worry about the Anger Point too much. Ninetales will be withdrawn, doesn't want to risk it not waking up and then not being as useful. Tapu Fini comes in. That's the, like, explosion potential from the Metagross. There's still, like, a lot of weird things that could happen. Bullet Punch, though, was meant to absolutely wreck the Ninetales. Tapu Fini will come in and tank that one up. Eevee with the Baton Pass into the Anger Point Krookodile. So, yeah, definitely not expected, but still working. And that's a Z move from the opponent. So, gonna twirl around into that Tectonic Rage, or whatever it's called. Z power and full Z force move, the Tectonic. Oh, yeah, I got it right. Cool. Tectonic Rage. And that's, well, I mean, at least we got the defense boosting. Looks like he won the Eevee dead, or whatever Eevee's target was going to be, Krookodile. Tanks it up and pretty much only survives because of double defenses from the extreme Evo boost. So that works out in his favor pretty well. And now Krookodile's ready for the next turns. And Metagross takes a little bit of Hail. There's just so much, like, you know, everyone's taking Hail damage, everyone's going through animations, there's a little bit of leftovers. It's kind of like slow with all the animations and everything else that's going on right now. Garchomp gets withdrawn. That's going to be Celesteela coming in. Ooh, that's going to be bulky, but if it is a Rock Slide from the Krookodile, I don't think it matters too much. And Misty Seed. Wow, Misty Seed on the Celesteela. Kind of interesting right there. So Metagross protected, just in case Garchomp wanted to get silly. And Tapu Fini is going to protect as well, just in case Krookodile wanted to get silly. That's kind of crazy. So, Earthquake. Wow, nothing happens this turn. Complete waste of a turn. Switch into Flying type, everyone else protects, and Hail. I guess it has to be Light Clay. Or maybe this is last turn from Hail. If you see, it feels like we're like turn 8 or something. With all the animations, battle's just dragging on. That's why my commentary might be dipping off. And Tapu Fini heals from leftovers, but Celesteela is still at risk. Like, that Rock Slide could hurt. Tapu Fini is going to be withdrawn into the Ninetales. Rock Slide will definitely hurt. And Metagross has, like, follow-up damage on whatever it needs to. So Ninetales goes down with a sleep. Actually, Celesteela not even 2-hit KO range at the +2 off that Rock Slide. So that could be pretty problematic. And Metagross has these Zen Headbutts, so... Ooh, good odds for flinch, though. Celesteela has to flinch after that one. There it is. Alright. So now Tapu Fini's back in. And... there's really not much you can do except just, like, keep using Rock Slide and keep going for the damage. Yeah, I don't like the setup as much as the other one. But still found a way to work. And Metagross is Zen Headbutt, so completely ignoring Tapu Fini. Celesteela, though, look... Wow, Tapu Fini gets flinched, and Celesteela... That's a big turn right there. That's a little bit of luck to keep this one alive. But, I mean, could Krookodile survive in Muddy Water? Like, if that Tapu Fini doesn't have any investment, it's possible. And it looks like Metagross is winding up for an explosion this turn, but Celesteela goes for the Protect. Oh, I guess, yeah, oh, or Bullet Punch. Ooh, that could have been big, but Tapu Fini with the Muddy Water. Not going to be insane damage onto Metagross. And we do have the double special defense from the Extreme Evo boost. So Metagross just takes a solid amount of damage right there. And Fini heals up a bit more. I mean, Rock Slide's still going to be enough. The Mist disappears from the battlefield. And Metagross can just kind of hit whatever it needs to. So Celesteela going for the double protect. That's going to fail. Krookodile has Power Trip. Now we see it. Now we... Oh, Anger Point Power Trip. That's the scary. That's the scariness right there. And Metagross throws down the Zen Headbutt. So yeah, even like Tapu Fini, big tanky Pokemon, going to resist a Dark type move. But when we're dealing with a plus 10 into the plus 2, that's too much damage. And now Krookodile just outspeeds, Power Trips on Garchomp. And that's it. So yeah, that's right, Krookodile gets Power Trip. And now we see the final little bit of moves right there for the big finish. So if there's KO pressure or a way of just shutting down the opponent and you just need the single target nuke, Krookodile has it, and that's going to be the end of the game. So yeah, awesome Krookodile. With the Power Trip plus Anger Point. I didn't like the Extreme Evo boost, felt a bit sloppier, but that Pinsir was really nice. I like seeing Feint support Pokemon. I like seeing speedy-ish supportive damage Pokemon. It kind of did what it needed to in a very surprising way, and it had to be Timid to do the least damage to the Krookodile while also providing the most support possible. And there we go, guys. Hope you all enjoy the battle, and I'll see you guys in the next Fan Fridays.